Beginners don't react to punches, they react to rhythm and eye contact. They are desperately looking for patterns. Honestly, the second you understand this, the whole game changes. So, here's our game plan for today. First, we'll uncover the beginner's secret. Then, we're hitting Trap 1, false rhythm, Trap 2, level switch, and Trap 3, angle break. Finally, we'll wrap the whole thing up with sparring strategy and safety.
All right, Section 1, the beginner's secret. You see, a novice generally expects a standard 1-2, right? They see a jab and their brain instantly braces for that incoming cross. It's totally predictable. But the moment you break that expected pattern, you create this half-second brain short circuit. They literally just freeze. And let me tell you, in boxing, half a second is an absolute eternity. It's exactly this mental freeze that creates our perfect window of opportunity. Which brings us right to Section 2. Trap 1, false rhythm. The specific flaw we're targeting here is what we call the reaction freeze. When you flick a jab at a beginner, their panicked reflex isn't some calculated defensive maneuver. It is pure survival mode. They shell up super tight, kind of like a turtle retreating into its shell. They drop their eyes slightly, or worse, they literally reach out trying to catch that jab in midair. They're reacting blindly to the mere start of your motion, rather than actually reading the strike. So how do we actually exploit this? We use the false rhythm combo. Step 1. Throw a nice, light, crisp jab just to establish range. Watch their guard instinctively fly up. Step 2. You start that exact same motion. Just a quick twitch of your front shoulder like another jab is coming, but you hold it back. It's a fake. Step 3. Right as they lift their hands to block that ghost jab, you take a slight step in and fire a tight rear uppercut right up the middle. Boom. The psychology behind why this uppercut lands so cleanly is it's fascinating. Beginners react to the start of a motion. The very millisecond they see that front shoulder twitch, their hands go flying up to protect their face. And what happens when the hands go high? The chin is left completely, totally wide open right down the center channel. You've literally weaponized their own defensive reflex against them. Okay, moving on to Section 3, Trap 2, level switch.
If you've spent, any time at all watching beginners spar, you will instantly recognize the body flinch. Beginners absolutely despise body shots. Seriously, they fear them so much that they will completely abandon their head defense, just throwing their hands straight down to protect their belly and ribs at all costs.
To capitalize on that exact flinch, we're going to use the double lead combo. Step 1, you throw a high jab to keep their vision totally focused upward on their forehead. Step 2, you change levels. And this is key. Dip your hips, don't just lean forward, and drive a heavy lead hook to the body. Target that liver. Now, step 3 is the actual trap. Without resetting your stance, use that momentum to bounce right back up off your front leg and fire a lead hook straight to the head. This combo brilliantly illustrates a core principle of breaking patterns, which is throwing twice from the exact same side. When that first body hook lands, or even if it's blocked, the beginner drops their elbow hard. Because you're reusing that exact same hand to bounce back up for the head hook, it completely bypasses their guard. In their mind, alternating hands is basically an absolute law of physics. They never ever expect the second punch to come from the side they literally just defended. All right, Section 4, Trap 3, angle break. The habit we're exploiting here is what I like to call the straight line trap, or tunnel vision. Beginners tend to live in a completely straight line. They move forward and backward as if they're firmly stuck on train tracks. Because of this, if you attack from a new angle that they aren't directly facing, they literally cannot defend themselves. Not until they physically pivot their entire body to find you again. So here's the combo to derail those train tracks. Step 1, throw a straight cross right down the pipe. They're gonna react by stepping straight back or leaning away. Step 2, do not chase them. Instead, slip your head to the outside of their lead shoulder while simultaneously stepping your lead foot offline. Finally, Step 3, from this new highly dominant angle, you fire a short lead uppercut or a looping overhand right out of their blind spot. The real magic of the angle break is that by stepping off that center line, you literally disappear from their main field of vision for a split second. Because of that straight line tunnel vision we talked about, they end up staring straight ahead at a ghost, exactly where you used to be. Meanwhile, your punch is landing flush from the side. You become a ghost, and the strike comes from a blind spot they didn't even know was there. And finally, Section 5, sparring strategy and safety. So, what does this all mean? The absolute crucial point here is that none of these combos require flashy acrobatics or exhausting 10-punch sequences. No way. They work purely because they manipulate 3 simple things: line of sight, level elevation, and timing. They exploit those natural erratic reactions. But listen to me, I cannot emphasize this enough. When you're testing these setups, you have got to spar light. The goal isn't to take your partner's head off, it's to build precise muscle memory. Throwing with light power is the only way to safely develop the precision you need for these timing-based traps.
Remember, smooth is fast, and light connections teach true precision.
So I've got to ask, which of these 3 combos is going to be your new go-to in the ring? Next time you hit the heavy bag or jump into light sparring, ask yourself, are you just throwing punches hoping they land, or are you actively playing chess while your opponent is still playing checkers?